Today I'm going to show you the integration between Sage Intacct Manufacturing and Sage Intacct Financials. This integration is a general ledger, accounts receivable and accounts payable integration. However, we do integrate some master data to ensure transactional integrations are integrated successfully. Today I'm going to show you an outbound integration of supplier, as well as an inbound integration of department from Intacct Financials to manufacturing, and then we'll create accounts payable invoice in Sage Intacct Manufacturing sent to Sage Intacct Financials. So first step, let's create a supplier by clicking on Purchasing, Supplier, and I'll enter a name, an ID, I'll enter my country, I'll enter a tax ID, I'll move to my Addresses tab as we require at least one primary address. And postal code. I want to click on OK. Then moving to my Financial tab, I'll select my payment term, and these terms are integrated from Sage Intacct Financials, and I'm going to click on Save. As soon as the record is saved in Manufacturing, on my General tab, I'll have an Intacct ID connected to this, and this ID is what I'll be searching in Sage Intacct Financials. To see if the integration was successful, I can access my Administration, Integration, Sage Intacct, and Configuration. On my Configuration tab, I'll be able to see all the connection information between the two applications, such as my company ID, my URLs, and all connection information between the two applications. The most important thing here is to be able to click on Communication, and here I'll see all my notifications sent between the two applications. So I'm going to sort here. And what you'll see is our supplier that we've just created has a success status attached to that. When I click on the line, we can see that the communication has been sent from manufacturing and received in Intacct Financials. Another way to see the success or failure of an integration is to access Administration, Integration, Sage Intacct, and Mapping. On my mapping page, I'll be able to see all integrations currently set up between the two applications. I'm going to move back down to my vendor or supplier. And on this page, I'll be able to see all the items that exist or all the properties that exist in financials and the link to that in Sage Intacct Manufacturing. And then on my data tab, I'll be able to see all my suppliers that are linked or not linked from Sage Manufacturing to Sage Intacct Financials. So let's have a look back here. And here I can see my UK company 3. I can see that it is linked. And what I can do at this stage is I can manually create or update an Intacct if something has changed, or I can delete this vendor in Sage Intacct Manufacturing, as we haven't had any transactions linked to this transaction. But let's go ahead and go to Sage Intacct Financials. We'll access our accounts payable menu item and we'll click on suppliers. So once I search in my ID, I do expect that if I search on UK, I'll have my UK company 3. And here you can really see the supplier created in Sage Intacct Financials. The next thing I'd like to show you is an inbound integration of the department in Intacct Financials to Sage Intacct Manufacturing. So to create a new department, I can click on Company and Departments. I'll click on Add. I'll say Product Management, and I'll save. So Smart Event is triggered in Sage Intacct Financials, and as soon as this has been completed, we can move back to Intaact Manufacturing, and we can expect that the department that we've just created has also been created in Sage Intacct Manufacturing. So let's give this a second to run. And as you can see, we now have 333 product management on our list. If we move back to Sage Intacct Manufacturing and still on our mapping page, we can access our department. And if we look at our data, we now have 333 product management, and we can see that it is linked between the two applications. So next thing I'm going to show you is creating a supplier invoice in Sage Intacct Manufacturing, and then sending that as an AP invoice to Intaact Financials. So again, moving to my purchasing menu item and purchase invoice. I'm going to select my financial site. On my supplier, I'll be able to see all the suppliers that I've created, and here you can see UK Company 3. Let's go ahead and choose this one. I'm going to add a line, select an item, enter the quantity, and enter my price. Very important at this stage is to choose my dimensions. I'm going to choose a project. I'll choose a department, and as you can see here, we have our product management 333 created. Let's choose admin for this one, and we'll select a channel and click on OK. Okay, and we have our line added. Let's enter a supplier invoice for reference. And we'll enter our tax amount and our amount and click on save. Next step is to make sure that we don't have any variances. And then lastly, we now have the option to post our sales invoice or purchase invoice. Once we've posted, accounts payable invoice will be created in Sage Intacct Manufacturing, and that accounts payable invoice will then be sent to Intaact Financials. So from Intaact Manufacturing, to see this accounts payable invoice, we'll click on Finance, Accounts Payable, and here we have our purchase invoice accounts payable that we've just created. We can see the status of the integration is pending, and we'll wait for that to go through. So as this is an asynchronous integration, it means we can actually go ahead and move along to anything else in process, and it won't disturb the integration. So I'm going to move back to configuration. Let's see if we can see any communication on this. And here we can see our accounts payable was actually successful. I'm going to move back to finance, accounts payable invoice. And here I have my posted invoice. Really nice feature. We can click directly from this accounts payable invoice to Sage Intacct Financials, and it will take me directly to the AP purchase invoice that's been created in Sage Intacct Financials. And that's the integration between Sage Intacct Manufacturing and Sage Intacct Financials.